Religion has long played a central role in the human experience. Organized religion existed in one form or another from the very dawn of civilization. No matter what things about particular claims made by a specific faith, it's impossible to argue against religious importance. Billions of people today organize their lives around religious teachings and considered a variety of places around the world. I put together this list of the 9 world's most important religious sites. Number 1. St. Peter Basilica, Vatican City. Catholicism. St. Peter Basilica in Vatican City is the world's largest church, designed in part by Michelangelo. It is finest example of Renaissance in architecture in existence. Despite not actual being a largest ranking Catholic cathedral, a distinction held by Archbasilica in St. John Lateran in Rome, St. Peter is often regarded as greatest church in Christendom. The magnificent artwork on display is breathtaking. Standing near Bernini's baldachin as sunbeams appear to drop down from heaven is nothing short from a wayspring. Separate from the tour through the Vatican Museum and the Sistine Chapel, visitors can explore St. Peter Basilica by itself. However, you must certainly want to see all of this extraordinary sight. Plan to spend at least a full day at the Vatican City. Number 2. Western Wall, Jerusalem, Judaism. Judaism holiest site in the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, where the second temple stood until was destroyed on 17 CE. The temple's western church wall is preserved from this time and regarded as the most important places to gather and pray. Jewish religious decrees currently forbid the faithful from entering the Temple Mount itself, in part to prevent Jews from unknowingly walking through the Holy of Holies. The large open plaza on top of the Temple Mount is dominated by Dome of Rock, and the Al-Aqsa Mosque, themselves among the most significant religious sites in Islam. According to Israeli occupation authorities, visitors are permitted on Temple Mount provided it is not closed for security reasons. Only Muslims are allowed to openly pray on the site. Non-Muslim observed engaging a prayer are subject to expulsion. Number 3. Great Mosque of Mecca, Saudi Arabia, Islam. Islamic tradition holds that faith should pray 5 times per day while facing the Kaaba, a cube-like structure located in the center of the Great Mosque in Mecca. Considered by Muslims to be the early house of God, the Kaaba and the Great Mosque surrounded it are the holiest places in Islam. Once during their lifetime, all Muslims who are able to expected to perform the annual Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca. Expanded over the centuries, the Great Mosque is the world's largest. It also contains a well of Zamzam. True to be a divine source of water, non-Muslim visitors are not allowed permitted to enter the city of Mecca on penalty of fines or deportation from Saudi Arabia. The city of Medina on the north is open to visitors and contains the Islam's second holiest site, the mosque house the Prophet Muhammad's tombs. Number 4. Shrine of Baha'u'llah, Acre, Israel, Baha'i faith. Popular if still largely unknown in the West. The Baha'i faith teaches openness and inclusion. Adherence find intrinsic value in the all religious faith and the work towards harmony amongst all peoples. The Shrine of Baha'u'llah in Acre, Israel is considered the Baha'i faith's most sacred site. The remains of Baha'u'llah, considered the founder of faith, are housed in the shrine. Similar to Muslims who pray towards the Kaaba, the Baha'i faithful face the shrine of the Baha'u'llah when engaging the prayer. The shrine is set within idyllic garden space north from central Acre. Guided tours are available through the ground and including visitors center within information about Baha'i faith. Pilgrims who come will often also visit the Baha'i World Center in Haifa, where the faith's principal administrative buildings are found. Number 5. Church of Holy Sepulchre, Jerusalem, Christianity. Located in Jerusalem Christianity Quarter, the Church of Holy Sepulchre is regarded by most Christian denominations to contain the faith's 2 holiest sites, the place where Jesus was crucified and the tomb where he was buried and resurrected. Both locations were historically in the open. Only later was church constructed to contain them. Each year is course of pilgrims journey to the site, especially during Holy Week leading up to the Easter Sunday. The last for so-called Station of the Cross occurred within contemporary church walls. ornate altar of the crucifixion site upon the rock, where Jesus is said to have died. Church of Holy Sepulchre is open daily. There is no admission fee. However, be prepared to wait in line if crowds are large. Number 6. Kashi Vishwanath Temple, Varanasi, India. Hinduism. Kashi Vishwanath Temple in Varanasi, India is dedicated to Hindu deity Shiva. Widely considered one of the most important temple in Hinduism. It is set on western bank of the river of Ganges. Varanasi is important place of pilgrimage for Hindu. Each year, million ventures to bathe in the river. Created water are the source of spiritual purification, through to carry away sin. Navigating the narrow and the crowded street Varanasi will bring you to Kashi Vishwanath Temple. Shops along the way sell a variety of artifacts. The temple's golden dome shine brilliantly in the sun. At the night, artificial light emulates the temple complex in a dazzling array of colors. Pause for a moment to contemplate the stars, a meaningful and moving experience. Number 7. Golden Temple, Amritsar, India, Sikhism. The Golden Temple in Amritsar is considered the faith's most important house of worship. Immaculate Temple is constructed from white marble and overlaid with gold leaf. It sits at the center of the large artificial pond, ringed by a walking path. The brilliant white marble on surrounding buildings and walkway reflect an almost divine glow on sunny day. At dawn and twilight, the reddish member casts everything in a mesmerizing light, enhancing temple golden exterior. Daily ceremonies take place at the temple and attract crowds of pilgrims and visitors. The nearby Central Sikh Museum contains many exhibits and displays of Sikh culture. Allow yourself sometimes to explore Amritsar countless winding street where you can experience the local Punjabi culture. Number 8. Ise Grand Shrine, Ise, Japan. Shintoism. Shintoism originated in Japan and its practitioners find spiritual in all things. Shinto shrine create a harmonious environment suitable to meditation and contemplation. The Ise Grand Shrine is considered by many as faith's most significant. Dedicated to the sun goddess Amaterasu, it features wooden frame, design characteristic of Shinto architecture. Visitors often remark about the feelings of calm and tranquility that seem to permeate the site. The Shinto faithful consider the Ise Grand Shrine an important place to pilgrimage, and one everyone should visit at least one of their lifetime. Make time to explore nearby Ohare Imachi Street, where you will find numerous small craft stores along with lovely cafes and noodle shops. Number 9. Mahabodhi Temple, Bodh Gaya, India, Buddhism. The mainstream Buddhism, the Buddha is considered a figure worth of immaculate rather than a god. In Bodh Gaya near the banks of Palgo Riverside, one of the most important sites of Buddhist pilgrimage in the world. It is here, according to Buddhist scripture, that Siddhartha Gautama, the first Buddha, attained enlightenment while sitting at the edge of a Bodhi tree. A ascendant of tree grow today at Mahabodhi Temple, attracting scores of pilgrims eager to see the spot where Buddha sat. Considered a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the temple complex features a elaborate pyramid structure, pond, and gardens. The ground have a distinctive spiritual aura to them, and it's immediately clear to anyone who visit where they are considered such a special place. World's great religious sites are example of how humanity, as long search to understand the worlds and our places we belong. What is your religion? Comment down below. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell button to be updated on my video that I release. Thank you guys. God bless.